Slender Man, nigga. And nobody safe out this bitch. Shadow box with Dempsey. Move swiftly, glass jars get shattered quickly. Keep a cut man with me. Busters trying to stretch a nigga like Mike in Tokyo. Too much Don P and Don King, nigga. That's how the bag blow. I be in the mix like mulatto engineers and studios. Move different, the plot thicken. I'm your host, Adam Mill.
All right, now we on.
All right. I'm your host, Adam Mill.
What up?
To my right.
Yeah, sick of the governor.
To my left.
My man.
What's up?
And we got
Savage. We back like cook crack, baby. What's up? It's GGM Jono, GGM Baltimore team.
And we added another special guest. You know what I'm saying? Listen, holiday season came early, and I don't even celebrate holidays. I take the gifts anyway. Introduce yourself, my nigga.
What's happening? What's happening? It's Kane Cole on the building, yeah, man.
What's
Yeah,
up?
man. Been here for a minute.
We got spinners in the building. MCs. You feel me?
Yeah.
What's good? All right, look, man. This topic is very touchy, very sensitive, right?
Israel.
Israel and Palestine. I'm not gonna go into a real deep historical history dealing with World War II, right? But also reparations on our behalf, because we ain't got a home state yet. But that's neither here or there. You know, a fool is a person who expects to get love from his enemy.
Right.
Another fool, another example of a fool is a person who allow their enemy to teach their children.
True.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So me being, Muslim, Sunni Muslim, I got it's very touchy. Now I will separate this. There's Zionism and there's Judaism. They're two difference, right? If y'all don't know this or not, the history of Muslims and Jews, they always been welcoming. Actually, they lived within Palestine before the British moved the people from the World War II into Palestine. You get what I'm saying? What bothers me about politics, what bothers me about our people, people of color, I hate to use the term African American. I really hate that. Because to say that I'm African American is to admit that I'm colonized. I like that. That's me personally. You get what I'm saying? Bad enough I'm speaking broken English. Bad enough I'm not connected to my tribe that I was taken from. You get what I'm saying? We seem to either go with the far right or the far left. If whatever political party is in office, right? We seem to follow them, even if it's to a lizard hole, if it's to a toilet full of ish, except for investigating things on our own and saying, okay, after I done my investigation, this is where I stand, right? But we support Israel and don't even know the historical history behind it. Not even knowing that you actually siding and celebrating genocide. Now, what Hamas did, I don't condone terrorism. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the numbers is catastrophic on the other side, women and children. You get what I'm saying? And in that Old Testament, in the book of Samuel, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 13 through 14, it says, kill everything, ox, woman, child, woman with child, spare none, right? From an Islamic standpoint, since we the poster child of terrorism, right? Nowhere in the Quran states that. Even in the laws of warfare, we can't kill women, children. We can't kill the cook if he's not involved. Like we say in our culture, if he's not active, he's good. You get what I'm saying? We don't cut down trees. We don't kill animals unless we need it for food. You know what I'm saying? So for us as people of color that's over here, when they say we support Israel and they don't give a definition why, even if you have it, even if you come at me with an intellectual argument, you know what I'm saying? And I say, all right, I disagree, but I see why you support Israel. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
the idiots that I meet online, when I challenge them and say, why you support it? Why you support genocide? Why you support somebody's land being took? Well, because I vote for Biden. It's the American way. Oh, come on, that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? Give me an intellectual argument. You know what I'm saying? And I will say this too. It's mighty funny how the world could, come to the rescue of another land. And I get it, wrongfully wrong things is just wrong things. But when it comes down to our people being killed by the police, Reaganomics with crack, the list goes on, bro. The world, and maybe they are, grieving for us, right? But it's not commercialized like this. It's not commercialized. You feel what I'm saying? It's not commercialized. So I guess because they look at us as animals, man.
I was just having this conversation with my Uber driver. Same exact conversation.
The crazy thing for me, right, is I look at what's going on and I'm lost in a motherfucker. I'm like, damn, like I be hearing people debate all the time, like who you supporting, and I'm like, somebody asked me that shit the other day, and I'm like, for real, I don't really know no history or none of that shit to speak on it for real. But what I do know is we living in a time where it's good versus evil. So I believe that good gonna always prevail. You feel what I'm saying? So I just like whoever good is who the fuck I'm supporting. I'm supporting good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause I like for me that's a touchy situation to like speak on if you really not like in that life. You feel what I'm saying? Like I ain't in that life, bro. So
I feel you. Like I said, I know the historical history on it, man.
right. You see, and that makes it.
And it makes
it, and that you see the gap. You feel what I'm
saying?
And
it makes it even touchy for me to talk about it.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, bro, I don't think no innocent life should be taken, bro. Like I'm against that shit, bro. Like I don't give a fuck where it's coming from. Like if it's like innocent life shouldn't be taken, bro. I don't think that man should have the power to fucking kill another man, yo. Like it's all emotion. You feel what I'm saying? Like so, it is what it is. We know what the world is, bro. But just my feelings is just they feelings, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But we know what the world is. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
I think black people need to mind their motherfucking business for real, like, cause like
Savage been on that for a minute.
Yeah, we ain't getting shit. We ain't got our motherfucking acres and our mill yet, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Reparations. It's mighty funny, real quick, because I'm gonna let John cook, I'm gonna let Gov and Cole cook, and I'm gonna let Juan Bizzle cook, right? I'm gonna shut the hell up because I haven't said too much. My thing is billions of dollars in the fund was sent over there to aid genocide. But where's the billions of dollars to clean your own backyard and deal with the minorities and where's I would love to see that for our reparations, bro. It's so hard for us to get our reparations, but money and billions could be sent somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? Because we got to understand this real quick. I'm gonna let y'all cook. We're dealing with colonizers.
Yeah.
This is already conquered. They got their foot on our necks. They ain't gonna help you out. You looking for money under that pillow, you looking for a tooth fairy, it ain't happening, bro. You get what I'm saying? Why help you out when we got our foot on your necks? We're trying to get our foot on everyone else's necks. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why the Africans have not got helped in apartheid. That's why we're not getting help, because we keep waiting for that savior in that White House, in that Blue House, right, to come get his foot off our neck. It ain't happening. So them billions of dollars ain't going to reparations. And here's the thing. I hate to give y'all the sad news. We ain't getting reparations, bro. We ain't getting it. You your own reparation. Yeah, you taking care of your family, buying acres of land and doing what's for you and your family, and aiding out who you can that wants to be aided, right? That's reparations.
Right.
Right? You ain't getting your own state. That's dead. I'm gonna let you cook, Jai, and I'm gonna let Gov and Cole cook. I'm gonna let Quan Bizzle cook.
Well, for us to get reparations, they would have to actually embrace history. Would have to be embraced. You know what I mean? The whole system is so messed up, and this isn't even where I was headed. We're talking about something completely different, but civil rights, affirmative action, these things were supposed to be put in place for groups of individuals that were directly done a bill of wrong by the United States government. And that would specifically be Black people and Indians, and in small segments like Irish and things like that. But the largest majority would be Black people. And then it would be Indians. And the problem is now, well, they if we give this to Black people, we got to give it to midgets and Eskimos and lesbians and homosexuals, and they've turned what was a Black issue and a Black people issue into this broad spectrum civil rights issue, to where, well, what about the lesbians, and what about LG, and I'm not trying to attack that community or nothing, but what you thought was that problem. Yeah. They made an everybody else problem, and it completely diminishes what the root of it is. You want to attack the branches instead of attack the root of the problem. If Black people were dealt a deal of civil right by the United States government, it would change things drastically, but it'll never happen. That's why it keeps broadening, and why we're in the cancel culture situation now, where you can't say shit to anybody because everybody's on their feelings about what they've been.
As a United States citizen, you're not even looked at as nothing for real. We looked at as consumers, bro. Even when you turn the news on, you watch the news, they don't never label us as nothing else but consumers. You feel me?
Right. Gov, I'm gonna let you cook, and I'm gonna let Cole cook after you.
But even talk about history, a lot of the historical part of it. But the game of the matter is, like we were saying before, none of us have a dog in those fights necessarily, particularly. Like when it comes down to what happened at the end of World War II, right? When they made the change and they decided that they wanted to establish the nation. And they took the land from the people that was already there, you know what I mean? But they didn't. So you got the conflict that still continues since then. But then before that, you had the conflict that was going on before. But at the same time what's going on is they want us to be so involved in worrying about the Palestinian plight, or the Israel plight, the Israelis or whatever, and we send all this money to them to help save them. Or months ago, it was all about Ukraine and Russia, and we had to send all our money to them, and we're gonna love and help them, protect their borders and everything like that. Meanwhile, those of us who have been proportionally affected by all of this, we're pretty much been pushed to the side. They got all these other people coming in. They're going to take the money that would have gone to the people. Like a lot of people been put out in the street. Meanwhile, we got a lot of people that's coming in, and they're going to put them in hotels and pay for them, take care of them. You know what I mean? So we got a whole lot of this thing, but at the same time, we're the ones that always get displaced. But they want us to join the side. Pick which one you're going to be on. You red, you blue. You blue, you with Palestine. You red, you with Israel. I don't need to be with either, because the point of the matter is, until they start to handle our issues, we need to stop being the ones to fix all of theirs. You know what I mean? We always the ones that's got to be the ones at the front lines. We pulling the triggers. We always the ones, the first one in war when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? But then when it breaks down, when it's time to pay us back, they don't want to do that. They're gonna act like we didn't have anything to do with it. So
that's what's up. I feel that. Cole, want to cook on it?
I'll just come from the U.S. Army perspective because I was in the Army. I was in the U.S. Army. So I come from that perspective. When you have a conflict, a world conflict like that, and then you get deployed, it's a whole nother monster. Because now you in somebody else's nation. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know what they got prepared for you. And you sitting there like, wow, I'm in this situation over he say, she say, or somebody did this to somebody, and you don't even know nobody. So now you over in their land. Just like Vietnam, you over in their land, getting accosted, killed, and you being looked at, even if you black, you being looked at as like, wow, you fighting for them. You don't even know what you're fighting for. You just told what to do. And like I said, I was just having this conversation with my Uber driver. First, it started out citywide. Then we start talking about the worldly aspect about Israel and Palestine, and the role of those two being called one portion of land being called the Holy Land, and then on the outskirts is where I guess Palestine was supposed to have already been, and now it seems like y'all going in there and disrupting, their way of life of it all. Now, as far as Hamas and what they did, I don't condone none of that. Like the other guy said, I don't condone no violence, especially with the kids in that hospital. That was just crazy. All I want to say now is, far as with the reparations and we being pushed to the side, I can only see blowback from this. That's the only thing I can see. I can't see anywhere or anybody coming out of this situation right. It's going to be a blowback on the United States because we in too much stuff. We funding Ukraine now. We giving money to Palestine while we funding Israel. It just don't. Right. It's not even conducive to any part that's involved, any people that's involved. So I can see United States getting a whole lot of blowback behind that. That's just, man. That's just what I see for real, because there's no way. It's just like back in the day when we about to have a fight and somebody put the rock on somebody's shoulder and they knock it off, and you I bet you won't do it again. It's like we doing both sides, and like I said, the person on the outside looking in is the one benefiting because them contractors that the money going over there to fix is bringing that money right back over here. So they're not even getting the money. They might get some food and some shelter maybe, but as far as the real money that's being sent over there, it's being sent to the government contractors, and they over there getting the money. Right. They doing a job. I don't know what job, but they doing a job, and then they bringing the money right back over the United States.
Wait till we find out like about 10 years from now or 5 years from now about all the women that get from the people that quote unquote went to go help and the kids that they're probably victimizing now, you know what I mean? And the women and the other poor people that they're taking advantage of,
Yeah, man.
Every single time we have one of these quote unquote peacekeepers, you hear about these things. The next thing you know, allegations come out. We found out they was just running through all the women and the girl and the boy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a saying in the Quran, and I'm sure somewhere in the Bible too, where it says that they only they say that they're the peacemakers, but they only cause mischief throughout the land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Quan Bizzle, give me your take on it, and then we're gonna wrap it up and get to the Jumbo One album review.
Okay. Well, I just feel like it's gonna be a very cold winter, and from what Cole said, it's really gonna blow back on America, and eventually everything is gonna come back to us. It's gonna come full circle, and we're gonna be a part of it. I feel like this thing between Palestinians and the Jews is just the beginning of a big war that's gonna come to us. That's gonna happen, not only for us but for the whole world. I would be willing to say it could probably be the start of World War III, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
like, how are we prepared for that too, bro? Like, what you buy with your money is your business, right?
Right.
Just like I've been watching a lot of lately, a lot of podcasts dealing with money management, business, and stuff like that, right? And one thing this fella said, he said, we're not taught how to have financial literacy in school, right? We're taught to be workers and not to be creators and entrepreneurs, right? And we don't know how to. I don't know. Do they teach you about stocks in school, stocks and bonds and stuff like that?
Nah.
You get what I'm saying?
No.
Because look what happened with Reaganomics, right? Real quick. Reagan flooded the inner cities with cocaine crack, right?
That's why.
And you know what I'm saying? Guys in the city was getting farm cars, chains, the women, all this type of stuff. And myself coming up in those days, I wasn't looking towards, because there weren't too many lawyers, accountants, even teachers in my neighborhood, right? So, you come from a broken home, first thing you're gonna look at is the dude with the chain and all the girls on the farm vehicles, right? But what they didn't teach us is how to make money using that game, meaning like legalizing the money. They knew what they was doing. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna poison y'all, and we're gonna have the scapegoat, which is the drug dealer, and y'all gonna follow him. And then you're gonna destroy more of your people. And the money that you got, we're gonna come snatch it from you because you don't have a legal way of how you made the money. You don't have any type of documents how you receive these funds, right? So we don't know about stocks and bonds. We don't know about the Wall Street way of thinking and economics. We don't know about, we don't have financial literacy. And you're not respected in any part of the world if you don't own land. So that Rolls Royce, I'm happy for you, bro. I want one myself. That chain, dope. I want one myself. Matter of fact, I got one. It's not expensive as yours, but I got one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That fine shorty you got, I don't want yours. There's millions out here. But I get the point. But I don't respect none of that. Know why? You don't have equity. You don't have land. You don't own nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have generational wealth.
They die for that block, man. But they won't die.
You don't have generational wealth. You can't honestly tell me right now if the Most High take your soul that your children's okay. You're just living for the moment. And I think that we just need to wake up, man. Our leaders who came and gone, they sniped us. They sniped them off. I'm sorry. I always say this. Is there's no shot at Dr. Umar Johnson, Farrakhan, and none of them, man. But real leaders are dead. Real leaders get assassinated. Real leaders are threats. Malcolm X, Garvey, King. Real leaders are threats, bro. Nipsey, Booker T. Washington. Real leaders, they get out of the way. And they let these puppets talk this good game. You get what I'm saying? They talk a very good game. You get what I'm saying? Because we haven't unified yet. We let little petty things divide us.
Right. Everybody got to be right.
When I was out there on the block back in the day, I had a different mindset. And the people around me, they didn't like it. You know what my mindset was? My mindset was if there's 5 of us, my crew on that corner, we on the same block, your crew down there, it'll benefit us more if we make more money together without conflict. If we run things like an LLC, it'll benefit us more if we take our money and send somebody to school to be a lawyer, to be a doctor. You want to get shot. You get shot up, you don't want to go to the hospital, right? Because now police on your back. So now you want somebody to know how to take out the bullet wounds, right? You get in trouble, we want somebody to, know their way through the court system. Hell, pay for somebody to go, to be a judge. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have that mindset. We want to buy Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and all this. Fine, man. But we never utilize, and to this day, even with hip hop, you feel me, Cole? We're not looking at things as an LLC. We're looking at things as a competition.
Yeah.
Yes, rap is competitive, but how is it detrimental competitive? You ain't nicer than me, and I'm gonna prove it. And guess what? I'm gonna gatekeep you, and I'm gonna make things hard for you, and I'm gonna start beef with you, and I'm gonna really put a hole in your head. Except for saying, look, bro, that's why I love Master P. Not too much a fan of his music. I love his mindset. Them dudes from Atlanta love that mindset. Yo, Jeezy got on, I'm gonna put everybody on. We're stronger together. We're through later. Let's get on the mat together. I opened up a barbershop, John. Whether you're not interested in that barbershop or not, the next barbershop, you gotta have some type of investment in it. Why? Because I'm not thinking about, I don't like the barbershop. I'm thinking about your kids, your children, your wife. That's going to them when you go. That's money and funding and land for them.
Right.
Same thing with Cole, Gov, Claude Bizzle. Same thing for y'all. You get what I'm saying? So we got to start looking at things as unification, LLCs, and put all the petty stuff together to the side, man, because we've been losing too far along, man. It's beginning to be a joke, a laughing stock.
Yeah, because honestly, we should be the owners of the music industry.
Period.
Entertainment, honestly.
Period.
But we're not.
We're selling all aspects of entertainment, all aspects of sports.
Yeah.
We are the entertainment.
Right. But since we rather shoot each other down, it's
instead of being Leo Cohen, instead of being what's the other guy? Arista, him.
And speaking of Leo too, man. Shout out to Leo, but it bothers me when I hear interviews. I hear black men, millionaires, right, saying, "Oh man, Leo saved my life," stuff like that. Like, dog, why is he in this position? Because he took your culture. You need to be where Leo at. Leo need to be telling you saved his life.
Yeah.
That bothers me, bro.
Yeah.
I don't respect the man that got, if you got a bunch of money and no respect to honor, integrity, I don't respect you. I don't respect you. I respect a person who has 1 cent to his name, but he got integrity, honor, and respect. Rather than millionaire who don't have none of that. Because that millionaire is more detrimental to my people because he has a bigger scope on him and he's misleading my people and telling them how to mislead their wealth. And look, buy all this and don't buy that. What's important? And there's no shout out. There's no shot to it applies to whoever it applies to. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dolph. You got rappers that was in the rest in peace. You got rappers that was in the limelight, owned land, who put their peoples on.
The right
Dolphs, the Nipsey Hussles. They don't get that side of the story is not highly promoted. People mainly cared about how Dolph got killed, R.I.P., than what Dolph did for his community, man.
Right.
You know, so we got 7 minutes left, man. It's freestyle talk. Y'all brothers want to talk about anything? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it in.
You was just in your zone.
Yeah, let's get it in, man. Let's just get it in.
Everything you said is true, yo. We gotta establish things that are gonna outlive ourselves. The thing about what people gotta realize with and I think all of our opinions kind of mean that our minds are like in the same direction. We should be worried about what we got going on because the support of Israel has been going on for 75 years, in case people don't know. And we've already given them well over $250 billion. Because you can look it up and they'll probably say somewhere around 100 to 150 billion over the last 75 years. But look at how much we're looking to get in right now. We still have 6 million plus homeless people in America. It's a joke realistically, and it's all way outside of our scope. But I think we're all knowledgeable enough to know that you can only affect the world that you can control, and it has a lot to do with yourself, your establishments, your relationships, and things like that. So conversations like this with tough topics with the right-minded people will push you into a greater realm of thought, which is not to solve other people's problems, it's to know how to position yourself so that you don't fall subject to the ramifications of those problems, and you don't establish anything that will have those same structural issues going down. Because we see life getting better for ourselves. We see our life getting better for our peoples, our children. Like, we actively doing that. You feel what I'm saying? As men, like, we're the future. It's here now. And it's what we do that's going to create a foundational platform for our children. We know that so many different avenues. I mean, this is just like you referred to the Bible a couple of times. This is, like prophecy, like being fulfilled upon itself. We know that we're going to be able to outlast whatever happens globally, economically, socioeconomically. But what are we going to do to make sure that we can capitalize off of it and come on top? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about now. The focus has got to be on us and our people. Conversations like this that push you into a deeper realm of thought to where we can actually, because everything starts as a thought. And it's like, what do you establish?
There you go.
Yeah, and what do you establish from there? Once it's out there in the universe, once the energy is there to be harnessed, what are you going to do with it? So that's really the question for us. Whatever happens with them, they've already invested generations of time and energy into it. It's tragic on both ends, especially when you see all that stuff on the. I mean, you can go on, like, I miss, like, you remember when Sexy Red came out with her little sex tape?
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, Sexy Red got a little sex tape, right? But it came out, so I'm in the media space, so I'm like, let me find this tape real quick. It was already gone by the time I had woke up and seen the news, right? But I could wake up today and, like, Sean King got, like, children dying in their mother's hands, like, right there. You feel what I'm saying? There's something.
I sent you something.
Yeah, I know, man. I know you have. And
I sent you something. It's horrifying.
A lot of crazy stuff like that.
Going back to what Savage said, Savage said something that made a lot of sense. It's a thing that we call in Islam, we don't speak of our knowledge, right? He said, I don't know who right or wrong. I'm just going by who's supposed to be right. Whoever's right in this matter, that's who I'm going with. You get what I'm saying? And, rest in peace on both sides, man. People who lost on Israel and Palestine side, because at the end of the day, it's monstrous war tactics that these Caucasians been playing since the beginning of time, bro.
And I think that's a big thing too, especially for Black people being torn in this situation. Whether you have no knowledge of it at all, we all know just from being Black men in America really don't support too much positive good. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta always look at things under the surface and behind the scenes and be like, well, what's America really up to? Because we already seen how they treated us and what our intentions were, and we right here in America. You know what I mean? So when we see them giving overwhelming support to other countries and other causes, as an African American, it has to raise some type of flag in your mind. I think it's just natural for us to be skeptical of anything that America is supporting that would have us even in mind. You know what I'm saying? If they had to sell Black people to support this.
I don't trust nothing without evidence, bro. Gov, you want to cook final words?
Even a lot of the there's a book called 1984. Every time these little incidents happen, I always think about that. There was 3 phrases. War is peace is one of them. War is peace. Why is war peace? Because as long as they can keep that going, as long as they can keep these conflicts in different places and they can keep the war machines moving, because that makes a lot of money between the defense budgets around the world. When you think about how much is an F-16? Just when you look at the price, you see just for one of them. And then you see that they go over there making them and blowing them up. So they're making a lot of money off of this. War is peace. Man, then they say another thing is and when you think about that aspect, that's what makes it. They claim that this is how they can keep everything quote unquote peaceful. Like, say in the United States, we don't have no fighting in the streets. So for the most part, we are pretty much shielded from it. We don't get to see a lot of that. So when you hear about the war, we don't see it on TV. We don't see all these things happen, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, all the rest. We don't see none of this. But what we do see is we just see what we got. We just see what we dealing with. So we kind of must live in our own bubbles. Meanwhile, we got this war in Sudan, thousands getting killed constantly over the last 6 months. We ain't hearing nothing about it. You know what I mean?
Wow. Crazy. Man, we about to that ends this segment. And the next segment, man, is something that we all love, hip hop. Jammer Wan. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right?
John.
Yeah, and I got a new mic system. So I don't know if I texted to you guys, right? But it's I left one mic out. Features deserve a mic too. How strong is your features?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
strong.
What Bezel, you up?
Oh yes, I'm up.
Be less than a minute.
Okay. So that's the next segment, man. Once again, appreciate you guys, man. You know what I'm